Coming to you live from our Fanafo studios at Kokomemle on DSTV channel 41 and GoTV channel 144. We're streaming on YouTube. We're Joy News on TV. This is Joy News Interactive with myself, Mapita CBD. An exciting show coming up, so stay tuned. So in yesterday's address by the President, he mentioned that government has ensured that schools across the country have been provided with the necessary equipment for the reopening of schools today, and encouraged the students to also follow the protocols like wearing of masks, washing your hands. But that does not seem to be happening in some parts of the country. So we got some of our correspondents to give us the reality on the ground. Elias Utanko was reporting from Walewale and Anas Sabit.
That in terms of the observation of the COVID-19 protocols, here among them, the use of the nose mask, not even a single student or people have I seen both the the teachers themselves, most of them are not in the nose mask, said that I've seen with African headmaster, and then one or two of the teachers all being in their nose mask. But generally, the people, as young as they are all walking about, playing around, doing all that we are supposed to do without the needed nose mask, as you can see from the current short taking right now. They are lurching about doing all sort of activities without their nose mask. I am also yet to come across Veronica buckets posted around. But I'm told the headmaster is here to show up. They have some of this apparatus in their offices that will be placed around shortly. But as it stands, nothing close to the use of almost all the COVID-19 protocols can be said of here at the Usman Jungo LA School here in the Buno region.
In Walewale, specifically an area called Kokwazo. This is a primary school block. This is a primary school, LA primary school here in Kokwazo in Walewale here. And as you can see in the background there, these are the students, the primary school children who have reported today here. And you can see all of them currently not in their face mask. And there's no any sort of observance of the protocols here. I cannot see Veronica bucketed. In fact, the teachers themselves arriving here are not in nose masks. And I can see in the background there, all these children, they are not cleaning up their campus, readying it for classes. And as you can see, none of them, a lot of them coming here, some of them dropped off by their parents, and all of them are not in their nose masks. And I want to interact with some of the school children, the pupils who have reported here, because I cannot see them having on their nose masks. And I'm trying to find out from them, why have they reported to school like this? Yule class in Yule. Class in KB.
Class 6.
Class 6. I would like to channel on your nose masks now. You have sanitizer. You nose mask there.
Listen, I don't have money to buy.
You don't have money to buy?
Yes.
Did your parent, your father, or your mother see you coming out to school like this?
Yes.
So as you can see, a lot of them here are telling me the same story. They came out from their home. Some of them brought here by their parents, but none of them is in nose masks here right now. And like I said, some of their teachers that have cited here are also not in their nose masks. Some of their parents that are bringing them are also not in their nose masks as well. So there's zero, except few of them that are coming home with their nose masks. But largely what I've seen here, about 3 clusters of schools. Right now, I'm standing in there, and there's totally zero observance of the COVID-19 protocols here. As we begin school, a lot of them are coming here for the first time, even though they are telling me they are happy to report. But the children themselves, as you can see them clearly, having no knowledge of what is currently happening, and they are here with, some of them are actually telling me that their parents that I've spoken to who have dropped off their children, they are telling me that even though they know that coming to school will not be safe for their children, but they are fed up sitting at home with their children, and that is why they are.
Now, reality on the ground is that some kids have their mask in their hands and they're walking to school. So others are saying that they don't have masks because they can't afford them. Others are swapping masks. But basic schools are reopening today. What have you been saying on Facebook? Let's check that out. If you're sending your child to school, God knows, Billy says never. My son will be in the house, and if possible, I will get a personal teacher for him. I won't send my son to his grave over grade that has no value. Do what you think is best decision for your children at this critical time. Nanayao says, you always go to work and come back home without any proper bathing. Some market women send their children to marketplace. You are not bothered about it. Sending your children to school is wahala. Okay. Gabriel Asari says, they are gone already. I did my part to educate them on the protocols, provided them with nose masks and hand sanitizers, and I wished them well. Alfred Kobana says, they are already gone. My problem is, will the children from nursery to primary 6 be able to observe all the safety protocols? Another one is how some private schools pack children in school buses. No distance between them at all. May God have mercy on all of us. Yusuf Muhammad, let's see what Yusuf Muhammad is saying. With recent happenings and knowing someone who died from COVID 3 days ago without any underlying health condition, for me, it will be a bad decision to send my kids back to school this time. Maybe later. I'm going to take this one from Kwame Aaron, who says, yes, I'm sending them. I've talked to them about the safety protocols, which include socially distancing, washing of hands, and most importantly, wearing of masks. I believe Christ will be our helper. Aaron from Kumase is saying that. This one says, I'll send him to school and stay to see the number of people who'll be in a class. If there are more than 25 in a classroom, I'll send him back. And Victor Nkrumah says, so you mean we should wait until the virus is gone? Okay, well, we're just asking your opinions, really. SNM says, yes, I'm sending her, but the fees are too much. Okay. Oniz says, no, I'm scared. My 2-year-old isn't too comfortable in the nose mask, so I'll have to wait a little while. And let's see if I've got more. Kezia says, I sent them there last night ahead of this morning. Those children eat too much, Charlie. All right, some humor to this. You know, the children are eating too much, so that I can, what's this thing called? Send your children to school. Away from that, who leads the Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts Ministry in President Akufo-Addo's second term? Now, that was the question posed to panel on Joyfm's Showbiz A to Z. It was an insightful conversation. In case you missed it, check it out.
For the substantive minister, I think that Mohamed Awal or Akusi Ajman for the substantive will be a good choice. And for the deputies, I mean, I've gone on record to support Mark.
I thought you supported him for substantive.
It will be difficult to get the substantive.
No, but you did.
For deputy. For deputy. So I've always supported Mark to be deputy, consistent with the call made by Jesse during the campaign time. Because obviously for the MPP as well, they don't have, they are not going to have a creative arts minister. If that was the case, then Mark would have been a very perfect substantive. But in as far as they put it together to have a Ministry of Tourism, Culture, Creative Arts, I think that we've all agreed some time back that if that's going to be the way it goes, then once there's a substantive that overlooks a ministry, there should be somebody also in charge of, say, creative arts. And I think that Mark will be a very good deputy to either Mohamed Awal or what's his name, Akusi Ajman.
That's the question. I mentioned that Akusi Ajman would be, you know, for substantive, but for the deputy ministerial, I mean, role. Now, I don't see anything like. It's purely ceremonial. If some big man die for a funeral, then if you be the deputy minister where you don't have anything to do, then you pass through. If he you know listen, if you're an MCE, if you're an MCE, for instance, under this government or under any government, you are even more valuable because you cater for a set of people, for health, for construction roads, forestry, agric, creative arts within that municipal area. But when you are the deputy minister for creative arts, unless some buffet for some place, jollof party, then they need government to represent. Ghana Music Awards launch.
Are you done?
They need, listen.
You made your point. So you don't think there's a need for a deputy minister?
Oh, I think there's every need. Of course, it's okay, Kumante. But those.
So it's okay. So that's it.
For Obuo, my own. I mean, I went to Joasu to work for him to be MP. It didn't work out. I have seen Obuo. He's too qualified for that. Any deputy minister, creative as deputy ministerial.
And George Anda had sent me a message a few minutes ago that said, enjoying your program, keep it up. I think Akwesi Agyeman will do a great job if you ask me.
I think that Obuo should be on the plate.
Yeah.
The second person who should be on the plate is Mark.
Yeah.
The only problem is that both of them are music inclined. And so both of them, for me, are fit for purpose. And both of them have demonstrated understanding of that part of the ecosystem. The second person who's demonstrated a stronger acumen is what you might have, say, Akwesi Agyeman.
Yeah.
So from a
no, just go ahead.
So from a business perspective, I've seen Akwesi Agyeman do a lot on the business side.
Yeah.
And therefore, I feel that he might be in a good position to drive what you might call the business part of things. Then there are those who are not on this list who have been mentioned. And I would say my own brother, Kujo Ponkroman.
They are brilliant people. Some of them I'll rule out totally, like Mark.
Yeah.
I'll rule him out totally because this is a guy I don't trust.
Okay. Next
because
person.
I worked with him and I know what he can do.
Next person.
And I know, you don't want me to go into detail.
No. It's the time. We have 5 more minutes to wrap up.
Nice person. But I cannot be sure about how he handles money.
Okay.
You see, Awal is another wonderful gentleman. He's my brother.
Yeah.
But I didn't see so much activity in his
when it was
office,
a business
for that
development.
matter. Sorry. Akwesi Agyeman, for me, is too slow for my liking. Too slow.
Okay.
We want active people. In these times, slow people should take the back bench.
Okay. Catherine,
well, wonderful person, but I think and feel that she let me slow it down. She lacks a total understanding of the industry. From my interaction with her, a few questions.
How about Barbara?
George Anda, looking at how he started with MTN and all that. For me, I thought that MTN was on an autopilot. He didn't really contribute anything that much there. He's going to be unhappy hearing this because I have a relationship with him too. But the truth is the truth. I don't think that he will do well there. Now, who else? Barbara. These were the people who brought the year of return, right?
Yeah. No, well, the issue was in motion before she took over.
Barbara.
Yeah.
She promised the gold museum at Inzima.
Oh.
It didn't happen.
Well.
She forgot.
To God be the glory. Juliet Asante, yes. She's been with us in the media. Pretty lady. Running around with that. We have been really seeing her track record in terms of something.
So Black Rasta, there's nobody there. So who suggest? Okay, should we give it to Kennedy?
If you ask me, I would say you should try some newer hands like you.
Who?
Like you.
Who?
Yes, like George Quay, aka Abuaji. You could try people like that. You don't have to be a politician before you occupy something.
Black Rasta, if you want to say
that, you do it yourself,
Uncle Ken.
For me myself, under this government,
not under this.
Uncle Ken.
For the state of Ghana.
Uncle Ken.
For me, I think that I was brought here to do other things rather than occupying offices.
So who leads the Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts Ministry? You've been responding to that on Facebook. Let's see if we can get any answers. All right. From the people that we gave. All right. Abena Sena says, Muhammad Awal, we want someone who is development oriented. Okay. Ancestor Saw says, Obwa, can't he has no integrity. The rest are cool to handle the industry. Okay, so everybody else except him. Amekolesa says, Muhammad Awal, of course. Ishmael Born Great says, Mark Okreku Mantem. At Jimabesh says Dr. Muhammad Awal. All right, so we've got Kawan who says Awal. Okay, and Alfred Evo says A+ Opatapa. Okay, that's interesting. Kujo says, but that being said, I think Dr. Awal will be my best candidate. Then Mark or Catherine will do as deputy. Nanaya Boating says Sokrat Safo. Okay. Eli GH says John DeMello. Okay. And Isaac is asking what these two names are doing there. And Shirazi says Muhammad Awal. And Tebinati says Catherine. So those are some of the names that are coming. Gabriel says Honorable Catherine Afeku is best fit for the job. No doubt that she has performed better than others. And Mansa thinks none of the above. Henry Deborah says, this thing, dear, I think Julieta Santi will do a better job. Okay, so those are some of the comments about who should run the Creative Arts Ministry. On that note, I'm going to take a quick breather. We'll be back with more.